Hey guys, Smallbutmighty. So it's been a few days since I made a video blog, and it's because, well, things have been a little busy on my end, and there's been some things to process, and obviously, as you know, on the unfortunate events that took place on Friday, and goodness gracious, I just don't know what's happening to our small, quaint little city. Anyway, this video blog is going to be a little bit more on the personal side and not so much of the advice giving side, because the last few days for me have been a little bit more of a hard-hitting expose, I guess you could say. So as I mentioned in my previous blogs, I've had some issues lately with weight and keeping weight on, gaining it, all that stuff, maintaining it. So I was recently in the hospital in the early July, so it was July the 6th to the 12th, so it was a little bit. And I was recently going through a lot of testing, GI scopes, CAT scan is coming up in a couple of days, extensive blood work, biopsies, a lot of testing while I was in there. And I didn't get any of the results back. However, on Friday, I received a phone call from a doctor in St. John. And so I answered the phone, and this is where it kind of gets a little bit creepy. So I answer the phone, and the woman says, hi, like, I'm calling from such and such an office. We need to book you an appointment, but we need to have blood work done for this date, and this date, and it needs to be within 3 weeks of each other. And it was very, there was very specific instructions, and I didn't understand why. So anyway, I took the appointment times, thanked her very much for her phone call, and hung up the phone. So then I proceeded to call my mom, and I told her that I had gotten a phone call from a new doctor in St. John who was going to be seeing me, and I told her his name. And she just kind of, what? And she didn't know what to say, and I said, like, what do you mean? Anyway, the connection being, this doctor was my dad's oncologist. So, right? A little bit nerve-wracking. However, I thought it was kind of neat because there's a bunch, literally like tons, hundreds of doctors that I could have been referred to, and yet it was his oncologist. So I kind of, all right, God, like, what's up? What are you doing? Because to me, nothing's a coincidence, and like I said, I am a Christian woman, so I truly believe that everything happens for a reason. So I'm trying to look at it as a cool thing and not such a daunting thing. I mean, the appointment is, October 10th, so it's a ways away. The blood work leading up to it is the 16th of August and the 11th of September and the 24th of September. So there are a lot of things going on leading up to that appointment in my health, but I'm just kind of going through life. If I have a day where I don't want to get dressed and do my makeup, then I don't. And if I feel like doing it, then I do. I have days where I'm more tired than others. I have days where I have more energy. I have days where I'm cranky. I have days where I'm not. Kind of like I would be if, I didn't have any of these issues. But the thing is, we forget all the time that people are human, and sometimes they have breaking points, and I know that I do. I forget sometimes that I can push people to a breaking point, and I know that there's a lot of other people who have done that, and they don't mean to. It's just we forget sometimes, because it's easy to feel our feelings, but it's not so easy sometimes to feel other people's feelings. So like I said in my previous blogs, I've had a lot of growth happen in my life recently, like changing of my friends and weeding out people that were really not in it for me, but more or less in it for the things that I was when my life was okay, and things that I could, exhibit when I was in a good mind, and if I wanted to have fun and I wanted to be positive, then I had friends. But as soon as I had some kind of a dilemma or a crisis in my life and I needed somebody to come alongside of me and be there, I didn't have anybody to rely on, and it was like, okay, this is not what friendship is supposed to be. And so now I know that, and I have friends that are actually friends, and they're there for me through the good and the bad, and that's what a friend's supposed to be. And that's actually when you do your most growing as a friend, and in your friendship together is when you're there for people not through the good times, and when you're there for them when it's not fun. That's when people actually see you for who you are and not the kind of friend that you actually, can be with moods and music and substances, if you will, I guess. Like, it's just a good feeling to know that nowadays and where I'm at in my life now, my friends' opinions don't change on me no matter what I go through, because they love me no matter what. And it's really important to me to know that, because I screw up a lot. And I've always needed a lot of reassurance. I've always been somebody who needs to know that, yeah, okay, you screwed up, but it's okay. Like, I need to know that it's okay to be human, and it's important to me. So going back to this phone call, so I've been dealing with a lot of emotion with that, and like I said, it's a little bit of a ways away, so there's a lot of thoughts, and there's a lot of, why am I doing this? Why am I doing all of these blood tests, and why am I doing that? Because obviously something has, come to light, because I've been referred to this doctor, and now all of these things are happening, but we still don't really know what it is. But the thing is, like, I'm not worried about it anymore. I don't have that fear anymore. I don't have that worry anymore. It's not there. So anyway, I just wanted to give a quick little update on where I've been the last few days. I've just been kind of processing things a little bit and trying to get back to reality and, just focus on what's good instead of the scary and the anxiety, and sometimes that's not always so easy. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching another video from Small But Mighty.